Hello, welcome to our unique learning system math lesson. My name is Charlotte Lucas. I am an autism low incidence mentor teacher with Richmond Public Schools, and I am delighted to be able to work with you today. Our math lesson today is multiplication word problems. We will use manipulatives to solve multiplication word problems. We have a lot to do, so let's get to work. Now, this is the multiplication word problem that we're going to be. This is what we're going to start with today. But first, I want to discuss with you multiplication. I know that you've already done your multiplication memorization, but let me go back and let's explain what multiplication is just to make sure that we all understand what's going on. So when you're using multiplication, we will start with the word problem. Then we will break the word problem into parts and we will solve the word problem using the parts. This is an example of a word problem that we could use. We're going to break it into parts and then solve. So Bruce Jr., Brandy, Lonnie, and Cherie went to the supermarket with their mom. They each found 3 snacks and put them into the grocery cart. How many snacks altogether did mom find in the grocery cart at checkout? Now that's the word problem. We're going to break that problem into parts, and we're going to call the parts A, B, and C. So the A part of the word problem is that there are 4 children who are in the store with their mom. The 4 children, okay? The second part of the word problem is that each child gets 3 snacks that they like. Each child gets 3 snacks. The C part of it is we need to know how many snacks are in the grocery cart altogether at the end when mom gets ready to pay for them. So in order to solve this problem, the word altogether says that we're supposed to add. So we would add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 4 threes, add them together and get the answer. But we are doing multiplication. Multiplication has a shortcut for when you have to add multiple numbers, same numbers together. So the shortcut is that you would use this expression that's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You would say, how many threes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 threes, add them together. Add the 4 threes together to get your answer. You would say 4 times 3. You would take a problem that you're adding, take the numbers that are the same, and write your expression. It would be 4 times 3. Let's take another one. Suppose we had a problem that said Mrs. Lucas has 6 boxes of crayons in her supply closet. Each box of crayon has 8 crayons in it. How many crayons does Mrs. Lucas have altogether? So here you have 6 boxes, and each box has 8 crayons. We could add them up because you want to know how many altogether. You know you could add them and add 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. We could do that, but we have a shortcut, and the shortcut is multiplication. Multiplication is repeat addition. So instead of saying all of these 8s, you would just say 6 times 8. The 6 boxes of crayon, each crayon box has 8 in it. 6 times 8, and you'll get your answer. So that's a quick description of what multiplication is, a quick explanation. Now let's go and see if we can practice and make some sense of all of this so that we'll be able to do some word problems. So this is the word problem that we're going to be using. Brent is putting cotton candies into boxes. There are 2 boxes. He puts 4 cotton candies into each box. How many cotton candies are there altogether? So you hear that word altogether again, that means that it's going to be addition. But let's see how this problem breaks down. There are 2 boxes. Brent is putting cotton candies in 2 boxes. So here are your 2 boxes. He puts 4 candies into each box. He puts 4 pieces of candy into each box. So we're going to use these X's, and we're going to do that. We're going to put 4 in each box. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in one box, and he puts 4 in each box. So 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 2 boxes, and each box has 4 pieces of candy in it. And so the question is, to solve this, the question is, how many cotton candies are there altogether? To find out how much there are altogether, you could say 4 plus 4. Let's take the shortcut and use a multiplication problem and go 2 times 4. Let's count and see. If we added all of the items in the box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the answer would be 8, right? So let's see, by using the shortcut, would we get the same answer? I have my calculator out, but the calculator has something on the screen, so I want to clear my calculator first and put in just what you see, 2 multiplication sign 4. So it'll be 2 times 4. Hit the equal sign. The answer is 8. So it works. Using the multiplication pattern, you will be able to solve your problems. 2 boxes, 4 items in each box. You get your answer. Let's do another one. That wasn't hard at all, was it? Multiplication is not hard. Multiplication actually is kind of fun right now. I'm enjoying this. Let's look at the word problem first. Danielle is putting drinks into trays at the concession stand. There are 3 trays. She puts 3 drinks in each tray. How many drinks are there altogether? Using that word altogether again. The squares represent the trays. The X represents the drinks. So let's see if we have it right. How many trays are there? 3. We have 3 trays. How many items are in each tray? How many drinks are in each tray? She puts 3 drinks on each tray. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3 on one tray. 1, 2, 3 on the next tray. 1, 2, 3 on the last tray. So in order to get this answer, all we would have to do is count how many drinks altogether, just by counting the X's. We could do that, or we could say 3 plus 3 plus 3 and get an answer. But what we want to do, because we're using multiplication, we want to put 3 representing the 3 boxes times how many items in each box? 3. Each box has the same amount. That's very important. Each box has the same amount. 3 boxes, and each box has 3 in it. So if we were to count them all up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or we could use repeated addition, which we just did, and write 3 plus 3 plus 3, or we can use multiplication and see if we get the answer. Well, we know the answer is 9 because we just counted up. Let's see if we will get the same answer if we use multiplication. So here's our calculator. I'm going to clear it just in case. I always clear my calculator before I put anything in it. I think that's important. And we're going to put in 3 times 3. 3, multiplication sign, 3, hit the equal sign, and the answer is 9. That's much easier, isn't it? Multiplication is, yes, that's right. Multiplication is repeat addition, and it's a shortcut, so it saves you time. All right, let's try another one. I'm telling you, this is looking really easy. Multiplication doesn't seem so scary, does it? I like it. All right, let's read the problem, the word problem, and set it up. See if we can come up with the right answer. Randy is putting ice cream cones onto trays at the concession stand. There are 3 trays. He puts 5 ice cream cones on each tray. How many ice cream cones are there altogether? Let's check our problem. How many trays are there? 3. Here are our 3 trays. He puts 5 ice cream cones on each tray. So let's do that. Our X equals the ice cream cones. And how many are we going to put on each tray? Yeah, 5. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one tray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the second tray. And the last tray also has to have what? 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move this up so I can get all of that in. 3, 4, 5. All right. 3 trays, 5 ice cream cones on each tray. We counted them in. Now, how can we get how many ice cream cones all together? We could add 5 plus 5 plus 5 to get the answer. That's repeat addition. 5 plus 5 plus 5. We could count all of them and get an answer. But you see, we're getting more and more and more. It gets to all this counting gets to be a little bit much, but let's just count anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So altogether there are 15. Let's write our multiplication problem. I'm going to put what we counted were 15. But to write the multiplication problem, how many trays are there? 1, 2, 3. 3. How many in each tray? The same amount, 5. So you would write it 3 times 5. Let's use our calculator and see if we get 15 as the answer. Okay? Calculator. Make sure our calculator is clear. And we're going to key in 3 times 5. 3 times 5. What are we going to do now? That's right. Hit the equal sign. There it is, 15. So we got the same answer. We used the shortcut. We got the same answer. I want you to feel confident that we don't have to go 5 plus 5 plus 5. We can use multiplication to get the answer. Yeah, let's do another one. This one, I'll read it to you. We'll set it up, then we'll answer it. We'll find the answer. Mary Beth is putting soft pretzels onto trays at the concession stand. There are 4 trays. She puts 4 soft pretzels on each tray. How many soft pretzels are there altogether? We have that word altogether again. That means that is addition. But multiplication is repeat addition. So let's see if we set it up right. How many trays? 4 trays. We have our 4 trays. 1, 2, 3, 4. She puts 4 soft pretzels on each tray. So the X represents soft pretzels. That's right. So let's put 4 on each tray. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 trays. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 trays. Last tray. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. we've got our problem set up. There are 4 trays. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many items on each tray? There are 4 pretzels on each tray. And as we can see, each box has the same amount, 4. How will we set up that problem if we're doing multiplication? 4 boxes, 4 items in each box. 4 times 4. If we were doing an addition, it would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Let's count to see what the answer would be because we're doing addition. Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we know the answer is going to be 16. Let's see if we use the calculator if we'll get the same answer. Clear the calculator. 4 times 4. Let's do it. 4 times 4. Hit the equal sign. Correct. We get 16. All right. So we're able to see that if we use multiplication as a shortcut to repeat addition, we will get the same and correct answer. Let's do one more. I'm feeling really good about this. I think we're learning some really good stuff. Let's see what happens. This is the word problem. Mary Beth is putting soft pretzels onto trays at the concession stand. There are 8 trays. She puts 1 soft pretzel on each tray. How many soft pretzels are there altogether? All right, the setup is 8 trays. So here we have 8 trays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trays. How many pretzels on each tray? 1. So let's put 1 on each tray. 1 on that one, that one, that one. All right, we're going to have 1 on each tray. That's 6. Okay, so 8 trays, 1 soft pretzel on each tray. So the answer would be, let's count because we know altogether means that it's going to be addition. Multiplication is repeat addition. If we were using repeat addition, it would be 1 plus 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 1. That's a lot of writing. It's a lot to do. We can use multiplication and just put 8 times 1. 8 trays, 1 item on each tray, 8 times 1. Let's count first to see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The answer should be 8. All right, let's use our calculator to see if we got the right answer. Clear the calculator. I always hit clear, even if the answer is 0. I always clear my calculator first. And we're going to put exactly what we see. 8, multiplication sign, 1, and then hit the equal button. 8 times 1, hit the equal sign, equals 8. And we have the correct answer. Well, I think we've done a great job. The next time we get together, we're going to see if we can do double-digit multiplication. Do you see why in this problem, for instance, let's just look at this problem. If we were doing repeat addition instead of the shortcut multiplication, we would have to have 11 times 12. 11 boxes with 12 items on each box. 11 boxes with 12 items on each box. That would be a lot to use your fingers and count. And think about it. It would be 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. Oh my, I'm so glad multiplication was discovered. All right. So the next time we get together, we're going to do some double-digit multiplication and see if we're able to get an answer. Remember, multiplication is repeat addition. It is a shortcut to addition. When you use your word problems, you set it up using the information from your that's written in the problem. All right. So I thank you for your attention. I'll see you next time. Be good in the meantime. Bye bye now.
Hello, my name is Ms. Epps, and I'm coming to you today with another video lesson. And our video lesson is going to be on a book entitled Making Choices at the Gift Shop. Making Choices at the Gift Shop. Okay? And as always, before we begin our lesson, we always have to go over what? The lesson objective and the materials that you're going to need. Okay, and as you can see here, we have a picture of a gift shop. All right, so it says here, this is our lesson objective here, and it says, I will remember what the Kinder family chooses to buy at the gift shop. I will remember what the Kinder family chooses to buy at the gift shop. What are the materials that you're going to need? Paper, pencil, and a copy of today's story. Okay, and a copy of today's story is right under the video lesson. There's a link to the copy of today's story, and if I add any other additional materials, they will be there as well. Okay, so we have to remember what the Kinder family is going to buy at the gift shop. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about that as we go through our lesson today. Before we begin our story, you always know what we're going to do. We're going to go over those topic words first because I want you to be able to focus in on these words as we read the story. So what I want you to do is get your pencil and I want you to underline the words in the story. You can do this after we have finished reading the story. You can also use a highlighter to highlight the words, because a good thing to do is to be able to define your words using the story, okay? And then you can go and get a dictionary and compare your definitions to the definitions you find in the dictionary. You can also put these words in alphabetical order. And hey, here's another great thing you can do. You can draw a picture of the words. Let's say if you choose the word scared, okay, and you could possibly draw a picture of something that looks scared, right? That can help you to remember the words. So that's a good thing to do too. These are all additional activities you can do once we finish reading the story, okay? All right, so let's go over the words. I want you to repeat the words after me. And don't forget to be on the lookout for them, okay? Our first word is choose, fun, scared, move, turn, up, down, fast, slow, around, gravity, spin, okay? Now, also too, you can start like a vocabulary journal with these words. Like you can get a notebook and put all of your words that you have learned from all of the wonderful lessons that have been taught to you and put them all in a book. And you can go back at any time and make sentences with those words. And your parent can help you make sentences, okay? All right, so that's another good activity you can do as well, okay? All right, so what we want to do before we start reading our story, we want to do an activity. And let's just take a look at our book cover here, okay? We know the title of our story is called Making Choices at the Gift Shop. All right. So it says, what is the title of this chapter? So what is the title of this chapter? Did you say Making Choices at the Gift Shop? Because if you did, you were correct, okay? All right. Making Choices at the Gift Shop. All right. What do you think this chapter will be about? Okay. I think, okay, it will be about buying things at a gift shop. Okay, could be. We have to read and find out, right? Okay, so here we are. This is a chapter book. What kind of chapter book is this? Is it a fiction book or a nonfiction book? Now, I want you to think about these two types of books, okay? Now, a fiction book is what kind of book? Did you say it's a make-believe book or an imaginary book, a book that's not real? That's correct, if you did, okay? What kind of book is a nonfiction book? Did you say it's a book that's based on actual facts or something that is true, that really happened? Okay? If you did, you are correct. Most nonfiction books include charts, they include graphs, they have bold words in books that are nonfiction, and you can open that book anywhere and start reading. With a fiction book, you cannot do that. You have to start at the beginning. So let's take a look at our book, okay? And let's just walk through the pages. Now we see here that we have illustrations. Fiction books have illustrations in them, okay? All right, and we see another illustration. So this must be a what kind of book? A fiction book, okay? All right, what is the chapter topic? Is it biography, social studies, or science? What do you think? Now it's all about buying things, right? Now, do we learn about buying things in science? So we know that it's not science. Is this book about one person? Because a biography is usually about one person. So if we go back over here and we look, we see one person here, but we see another person here. So it's not about just one person. So this must be a book that's centered around social studies, because in social studies we learn about buying things. All right. So it says here, compare this book to a chapter book that has been recently read. So when we compare things, what do? We talk about the similarity and the differences of things when we're comparing them, right? Okay. So I'm going to think about a book that I have recently read to give you an example. And then I want you can take the time on your notebook paper or your in your notebook or notepad or whatever you have that's handy, and think about a book that you've recently read. Okay. And then what you can possibly do is compare it to this book that we're going to read. Although we haven't read it, but we have looked at the book cover. Okay. All right. So I read a book about DNA in plants. Okay. This book is about buying, and it won't let me type any further. Okay. But this book is about buying things in a gift shop. Well, that's the difference. One book is about buying things, but the other book was about DNA and plants. Two different topics. Now, so that's what you're doing when you're comparing. Okay? All right. So now let's move on. It says, what kind of book would you choose? A picture book, a chapter book, a comic book, or a book with facts? Well, in this case, I would choose a chapter book because I like chapter books. Okay? Now you pick what you like. All right? So let's move on. Let's get ready to read our story. Now I want you to listen carefully because you will be answering some questions at the end of the story. Okay? And let's begin. All right, so the Kinder family starts walking to the gift shop. Each of us chose something different to do at the amusement park, says Mr. Kinder. People can choose different activities. Some activities may be fun for you. They might make someone else scared. People can like different things. Okay? So let's just take a look at our focus question at the bottom here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. It says, describe why people might choose to do different activities at the amusement park. So we know when we describe something, what do? We tell how it looks, how it feels. We're making a description. And then it says, describe why people choose different things. Okay? So if we can see right here, it says they might make someone else scared. People like different things. So people can choose different activities to do. Some might be fun for you and some might make some other people scared. Okay? So you see that? So that's the answer right there to those questions, okay? To that statement at the bottom there. All right. Move me right here. I went on the water slide, says Gwen. I thought it was fun. Jen liked the Ferris wheel, but I was scared riding the Ferris wheel. I didn't like being so high up in the air. I will go on a water slide again. I will not ride a Ferris wheel again. Okay, let's see what our focus question says. And it says here, how does Gwen feel on the water slide? How does she feel on the Ferris wheel? So we have to go to the part of the sentence that talks about the water slide and the Ferris wheel. Okay, so here's Gwen, and she says, I thought it was fun. So now, Gwen says she went on the water slide. So how does she feel about the water slide? She said, I thought it was fun. How does she feel about the Ferris wheel? Now, here's Gwen right here. She says that Jen liked the Ferris wheel. Now, then Gwen makes a comment. She says, but I was scared riding the Ferris wheel. So now we see that Gwen said she thought it was fun to ride the water slide, but she was what? She was scared to ride the Ferris wheel. Okay? So when you're answering these type of questions, you have to be very careful to make sure that the right character is speaking. Okay? And that you're answering the question correctly. All right. All right, I have another statement to make about this page. Now we know that Gwen feels scared, and then people can choose different activities when they go to an amusement park. Not everyone will like the same thing, okay? And that's very true. All right. All right. Now, I rode on the roller coaster, says Ben. It was fun. Gwen liked the water slide, but I was scared when I rode the water slide. I didn't like moving down the water slide so fast. I will ride a roller coaster again. I will not go on a water slide again. Okay? So let's see what our focus question says here at the bottom. Now, how did Ben feel on the roller coaster? How did he feel? And it says, how does he feel on the water slide? So we're looking for, whenever you're answering a question, you're looking for that keyword. You're looking for Ben and how he felt. So here's Ben. Now, what ride did he ride on? He says, I rode on what? The roller coaster. And how did he feel about it? He said it was fun. Now, we see here that Gwen liked the water slide. He says, but I was scared when I rode the water slide. Who's talking? Ben. So how does he feel about the roller coaster? He said it was fun. How did he feel about the water slide? He said he was what? He was scared. All right. Now, if we think about our previous page, page 50 here, you know, Ben enjoyed riding a different ride than Gwen, right? Okay. Now, if we move on, we're going to move on to our next page, okay? So let's go to our next page. We're going to have another comment I want to make about this. But that's true in any case. Whenever you go to a place like this, there are so many rides. There are so many rides. I can remember going to Kings Dominion at one time. It was so many rides there. No, it was Disney World. And it's just so many rides, and everybody's not going to like the same rides. Okay? All right. So now the Kinder family arrives at the gift shop. They see different kinds of souvenirs to buy. There are colorful t-shirts, keychains, and magnets. Now it is time for everyone to choose a souvenir to buy, says Mrs. Kinder. Souvenirs can help us remember what we did on our trip. So now they're at the gift shop. Now, so now let's think about our objective, right? What was our objective? I will remember what the Kinder family chooses to buy at the gift shop. Okay? All right. So let's make our focus statement here a little bit bigger at the bottom so we can see what it wants us to do. It says, why will the Kinders buy souvenirs at the gift shop? Now, did you say souvenirs can help us remember what we did on our trip? And that's very true. Every time I go on a trip, I always look for a refrigerator magnet because I love refrigerator magnet. It's my way of remembering where I went and what I did. They are so fun, okay? And I'll even ask family members and friends if they're going to a place that I have never gone to, bring me a magnet back because it helps me to learn about a new place and just it adds to my collection. I love it. Okay. All right, so let's go on. It says, pick a souvenir to help you remember what you like doing today, says Mrs. Kinder. I choose a t-shirt, says Gwen. I remember how the water rides move. I move fast down the water slide. I move slowly floating on a tube in the water. Okay? So let's make it a little bit bigger. And it says here, what will Gwen remember about how she moved on the water rides? What will she remember? What did she say? She says, here's the section that talks about the water rides. And she says, I will remember I moved how fast down the water slide. I moved slowly floating on a tube in the water. Okay? If you said that, you were correct. Okay, I choose a roller coaster keychain, says Ben. It will help me remember how roller coasters move. They move slow up hills. They move fast down hills. Roller coasters turn and go around loops. Gravity helps roller coasters move. Okay, so let's see what our focus statement or question says. It says, what will Ben remember about how roller coasters moved? How did they move? What did he say? He says they move what? Fast down hills. What do? They turn and go around in loops. Okay? If you said something like that, you were correct. We're answering a lot of questions, aren't we? And I know you're doing a great job. Okay. So it says here, I choose a Ferris wheel magnet, says Jen. I want you to remember how the Ferris wheel spins around in a circle. You slowly move up until you get to the top. Then you slowly move back down to the ground. Those are great souvenirs, says Mrs. Kinder. She pays for the items. Okay, let's see what our focus question says. What would Jim remember about how the Ferris wheel moved? How did it move? Okay, how did it move? She says, you move slowly up, right? See, she's talking about the Ferris wheel. There it is. She said you move slowly up and then you move slowly back down to the ground. Okay? Okay, we learned a lot today, says Mr. Kinder. People can choose different activities to do. People and things move at the amusement park. Yes, there's a lot of movement, right? They move fast and slow. They move up, down, and spin around. Objects can move back and forth or straight. Now, let's go home. I'm tired. All right. Okay, let's see what that focus question says at the bottom. And it says, what was your favorite activity that the Kinder family did in this book? What was your favorite activity? And then you tell why. Okay, so I'm going to pick one. Oh, let me move back. Let me move back. Okay. And you know, I guess the favorite activity that I liked was the fact that, this story was all centered around them making choices at the gift shop. And if you have ever been at a gift shop, it is a wonderful place to go because you can see so many things that you won't see anywhere else. You see a lot of unique things, okay? So I guess my favorite part of the store was the actual part of them going to the souvenir shop. But you may have liked the way they remembered their trip and what they did. That's excellent too if you chose that as well. Or you may have come up with something totally different, okay? But make sure it relates to our story, okay? All right, so let's get ready to put our thinking caps on because we're going to get ready to answer some questions, okay? Let's get our story back to the beginning. Okay, so the first activity we're going to do is a fill-in activity. And whenever you're doing a fill-in-the-blank activity, you always want to remember that whatever word you put in the blank, it has to make sense. And here's our blank right here, okay? So you want to make sure that whatever word you put here, it makes sense in the sentence, okay? It may fit there, but does it make sense? That's the important thing to remember. So what you're going to do whenever we are working with questions, even if I don't tell you this, I always want you to make a choice because you can always pause the screen and say, Mom or Dad or whoever's sitting with you, I need to make a choice in case if I forget to tell you, okay? All right, so let's read our first statement here. It says, people can blank different things. Down, spinning, amusement park, roller coaster, like. Make a choice. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our story to help us find the answer. And we see here that we see the Kenneth family, they start walking to the gift shop, right? And we see right here that people can do what? Like different things. Okay? So our key word to look for was people, because that's what our one of our that was one of our focus words in the question. So we're going to put like there. Okay? Number 2 says Gwen liked moving fast. Blank the water slides. Let's see what our choices are. Down, spinning, amusement park, roller coaster, like. Make a choice. We're looking for the part that talks about Gwen and what she liked doing. Here's Gwen, and what did she like doing? She liked the water slide. How does it move? Down. Okay? Okay, so now Ben liked the turns and loops on the spinning, amusement park, roller coaster, like. Make a choice. We know that if you look and see at my arrow, you see that we're going to the part of the story that talks about who? Ben, and what he liked. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So here we have Ben, okay, and what did he choose? He chose the what? The roller coaster. Okay? Did you make that decision? If you did, you were correct. All right, so Jen liked something here, and that's our blank, and a circle on the Ferris wheel. Let's see what our choices are. Down, spinning, amusement park, roller coaster, like. Make a choice. Now don't forget, we have to go to the part of the store that talks about who, Jen, and what she liked. Okay? So let's do that. Now here we find Jen, and what did she like? She says here, she says, I will remember how the Ferris wheel does what? Spins. Okay? So Jen likes spinning in a circle on the Ferris wheel. Okay. All right. Number 5 says people and objects move at the down, amusement park, roller coaster, like. Make a choice. So once again, we're going to go back to our story, right? And we talk about it right here. And it says people and things move at the what? Amusement park. Because that was our, here's our choice right here. All right. I have enjoyed being with you today. I hope that you had fun learning about how people make choices and the importance of going to a gift shop. If you are able to go away and take some time to visit a new place, at some point we will when it's safer to do so. But the main thing I want you to remember today is whenever you are answering your questions, please do not forget to look for the keywords in the question, okay? And go to that section in your story, okay, to help you find the answer. All right. Don't forget all the suggestions I made about different activities you can do when we actually finish our lesson. Don't forget to do those. I don't want you to not remember those words. Okay. So don't forget to look up those words or circle them in the story or put them in alphabetical order or put them in a sentence. There's so many things you can do. I've enjoyed being with you today. I want you to stay happy, stay healthy. And I'll see you again in the next video lesson.